Hi, I'm going to be doing my review for the Target Video 3 on the lesson that I planned and taught on revising. So this is part of our writing lesson. We're working on personal narratives. And at this stage in the unit, we are working on revising them, and then we're going to edit them, and then we're going to publish them. So I thought this was a really cool lesson to design myself and teach. I really had fun with this lesson. It was really a good place to start, I think, in terms of like doing the videos and making the lessons myself and teaching them myself. I thought it was a really good place to start. So I just watched the video again, so it's fresh in my mind. And I thought some things that went really well was I was engaging, I had energy, I did a really good job of like using the rubrics and pointing to the tools that Miss Beckett and I have like given the kids in class on the walls. I also thought I did a really good job of like classroom management. That class is a little tricky with some kids that have attention issues and behavior issues, so I thought I did a good job of like managing their behaviors in my lesson without stopping instruction or making a big deal or calling them out. So I thought I was really proud of myself. Those are just natural things that I do. So it's kind of good to see them played back and be like, oh, you did a really good job at that. So I thought those things went well. Some things that I thought I could work on, and this is just from being new and not having taught a lot on my own yet. So I think like the speed in which I'm talking, sometimes I get really, really excited, especially in the morning because I'm like drinking my coffee and I'm excited to teach and I'm excited what the content is about, and I get really, really fast when talking. And I think explaining things sometimes can be difficult for kids. So one of my critiques was just like slow down and relax and have fun with it, and don't worry about like getting it all out. And I can remember teaching that day, and I was like, I have a list of bullet points that I need to reach in my head, and I have to hit all those bullet points. And so I'm like getting all of this out because I'm like, okay, bullet, bullet, bullet. I need to talk about the rubric, blah, blah, blah. And so I think I just need to relax and be like, okay, next we're going to talk about this, and next we're going to talk about that. I mean, obviously not so slow that they're going to be falling asleep because they can't follow along, but I think there's a happy medium. And I think, again, that just comes with like teaching as a craft. It's not a science. You just have to teach and you work those things out. But that's something I want to be conscious of every time that I am like analyzing my teaching. Another thing that I think I can do better is like giving the scope of the lesson before I start teaching it. So I think something that was kind of confusing, even to me when I watched it back and I knew what was going on, like in the middle of the lesson, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna like revise my piece. And so I think if in the beginning of the lesson I was like, okay, we're gonna learn about revision and we're gonna be masters at revision, and then you're gonna revise my piece. And that's going to help you with your piece, and just kind of say like why we're even doing this, because then that gives kids like a focus and it kind of centers them in the lesson, and so they can actually like target at what we're supposed to be doing instead of being like, why are we doing this? I don't get it. If I had to redo this lesson, like reteach it, something I was thinking about was like the way I formatted it, like reflecting on, I taught this like 3 different times, once before videoing it and once after videoing it, and that was really interesting in and of itself, because the time before videoing it was a little rocky, like there's things that I needed to work on, like I didn't do the turn and talk to your partner during the middle of the lesson about what you would revise in my own piece when I modeled. And I lost the kids. I completely lost their engagement. It was like, I think it was like 15 minutes into the lesson, and they were gone. Like the end where I was modeling, which was like the biggest part, right? Was the part that I really wanted them to grasp. their student like engagement was not there. So in talking with my mentor teacher, she was like, hey, like turning and talking to your partner about what you want to revise helps their engagement go up, and they've all talked about a revision. So even though you don't call on every kid in the class to revise, they've all talked about it with their partner. So I thought that was a really good point that I hit in this video. And then the class after, they were like so engaged, I had to literally stop them from putting their hands up and volunteering because they were so engaged. And I think that lesson went a little bit longer just because I was like, there were kids I weren't expecting to raise their hand and like giving really good revisions. So those were just like the weird dynamics of classes, which has been another interesting thing I've noticed during teaching. And then the thing I would do with the formatting, if I redid it, I presented arms to them, so revising with arms. But I think I presented like way too much information at them at once. Like it was just like, oh, here are all these tools, use it, okay, bye. And I think if I like split it, I think we get 40 minutes for a writing block. If I split the first 20 minutes, okay, we're going to do the A and the R. So we're going to add details and we're going to remove things that we don't need. So everyone open their Chromebooks, everyone get in their personal narratives, and we're only going to do the A and the R. Okay, timer's up, 20 minutes. Okay, we're going to do the M and the S. So everyone get their Chromebooks out. We're going to do moving words and sentences and substitution. Like we're only going to focus on those aspects. And I think that could have helped students think about revising in like smaller aspects instead of just saying like, here are these tools, use them if you want. Like, I think that's hard for kids to grasp. At least that was my reflection on it. And my other reflection would be like, if I redid this, was highlight the sentences in fun colors, like make it fun and make the formatting on the slides when I'm on the computer, like making revisions and it's like on the projector, like make it fun and make it engaging and space it out so it's easy to see. I think the part I was most nervous about was that part because I didn't know what students were going to suggest. So it was hard for me to prepare for that. But I think it went really well, and I was really surprised at what kids pointed out because they weren't things that I was necessarily looking for. So it was like a really cool, fun moment for me to experience. But overall, I think this lesson went really well. I'm really proud of it. I think it's something that I will use in the future, which is nice. And I think the kids benefited from it. So like I said, I had a really fun time doing this. And it makes me really excited for the next video and all the teaching lessons that I have ahead of me. So that's my reflection. Thank you.